What's good, y'all? Straight to the point, sports and entertainment. Please hit the like button, sub to the channel if you're not a member. Also, hit them notifications so that you're able to get all of my content as well as all of my videos. I do appreciate each and every one of you for uh, the support of this channel, the growth and progression of this channel. And of course, I also got to thank the haters too. Um, the people that are always going to give me a pushback. I appreciate it, man. Thank you so much too. All right. I I don't know where I would be without you. I wouldn't have any motivation as well. So I definitely appreciate the naysayers. The negativity. Anything that you come with. Um, I definitely appreciate it, man. Both positive and negative. Um, okay. What's up with it, Brown Sugar Queen? I see you in the building. Um, what's up, Lou? I see you in here, brother. And Ted, what's up? I see you in here. Okay. Now, it's a good thing that my brother Lou the Rider, well, I know him as Lou the Rider, but Lemon Pepper Lou showed up because he has been on Kyrie since the pandemic has taken place, and I have too as well. Okay, the whole entire LDBC has, for the most part, the whole entire LDBC has had the back of Kyrie. You had a few guys that, you know, they had their various opinions about the situation, but for the most part, everybody was in support of Kyrie. Listen, man, here's the reason why Kyrie is receiving apologies from, or fake ass apologies from Stephen A. Smith. Hey, I got to call it what it is. Kendrick Perkins. He was out of pocket at one time. He went on TV too. But the most popular one and the most popular apology that we're seeing now is from, of course, Stephen A. Smith. Um, he's always coming like, yeah, I don't back down. I'm not scared. I'm gonna say what I need to say and stuff like that. People got to realize that, man. When Stephen A. Smith first got wind of who Kyrie Irving was, just like Russell Westbrook, when it came to Stephen A. Smith and a guy like Skip Bayless, they actually were in support of Kyrie Irving. He used to say stuff like Kyrie Irving is a bad boy and all this other stuff. You know what I'm saying? He used to like Kyrie's game and how he finishes. And if you don't believe me, go look at the NBA countdowns and the former first takes back in the days when Kyrie Irving first had got into the league and everything, and also was playing with LeBron and stuff. You'll see that Stephen A. Smith actually took a different tone when it came to Kyrie, and even sometimes he would agree with Jalen Rose. Um, Somehow all of that started changing. When Kyrie started having a difference of opinion. Okay, he started having a difference of opinion when it came to stuff not related to basketball. Okay, how he thinks, his extraterrestrial way of thinking, being a deep thinker, stuff like that. Uh, him being intelligent, and some people not quite being able to put their finger on what Kyrie was talking about at times, and commonly being referred to as misunderstood, which is what they used to do to Allen Iverson too as well. Um, oh no, Lou, man, don't tell me that, man. Oh my God, man. Lou, Lou. I I gotta. Don't tell me that, Lou. Come on, man. Come on, Lou. Man, that's not what I wanted to hear, y'all. That's not what I wanted to hear, man. Y'all don't know, okay? I'm letting y'all know. I fucks with Lou the Rider. I don't, Lemon Pepper. Fuck all that shit. You know what I'm saying? It's Lou the Rider. Like I said, man, Lou the Rider. He he been down. He been 10 toes down with me since I began this channel. You know, before every all the subs came and stuff like that. It was me and him, T Price. Sometimes we would be the only ones uh, going there. Matter of fact, me and him. There was a time period when me and him, when all this stuff was going on with guys that was getting into it and within the LDBC and stuff like that, we were the only ones that was able to kind of bridge the gap between what was going on between. And I'm not going to go into the whole button heads between guys that were within the LDBC and stuff like that. But Lou knows what I'm talking about. But we were still able to bring guys together, and guys from different channels that maybe didn't get along with other channels and stuff like that. Guess where they would come to? They would come to Lou, or they would come at that time when it was Polo Sports Talk and ENT. My prayers go out to Lou, and Lou is a homie. I know what Lou done went to. Lou works hard. Me and him done been at work, you know what I'm saying, talking to each other, you know what I'm saying, on live, you know what I'm saying. He'll be up in there cleaning up. I'll be up in there doing stuff. I'll be having my kids and stuff like that doing that. Man, he'd definitely be grinding just like I do. He was also had NFL potential too, because he was, about to go and do his thing playing in the NFL, you know what I'm saying? And me having my brush little stint with uh, the semi pro thing. So I had to speak on that for just a second. You know me, I don't care what anybody says. If you don't like me getting off topic and all this other stuff, go to another channel, because maybe this channel ain't for you. But I'm definitely going to speak on it if anybody is going through what they went through. You know what I'm saying? Brown Sugar knows how I rock. Ted knows how I rock. And definitely Lou the Rider knows how I rock. Everybody in the LDBC. So put your prayers up right now for the brother, man, Lou. But to get back to what I was saying about Kyrie, man, um, Stephen A. Smith, man, it all changed when Kyrie Irving had basically, the whole situation with the uncertainty of what was happening and the climate of the situation that was happening between 2019 and 2020. We all know what happened. The pandemic came into play and stuff. And of course, they were marketing the jab and everything, and you know, which you don't really see that much anymore. But you had NBA players that were, rolling up their sleeve and, taking the jab and stuff like that. But Kyrie Irving, he he was like, I'm not gonna do that, and he felt like many others felt too as well. It wasn't just Kyrie Irving; it was many other people. But because he was Kyrie Irving, because he did have stature, because he was so talented, because you know We could also throw because he was in the black man, just to throw some more gasoline in the fire. They wanted to make a big deal out of him and make him the poster boy for the rebel mentality of not doing what the majority did. But it's funny because when John Stockton had spoke out against it, when several other athletes has spoke out against taking the jab, including NFL players, you never heard anything, about them. But it seemed that it was pinpointed with Kyrie Irving, aka Uncle Drew. It seemed like it was pinpointed to him. And what made it even worse was the fact that Stephen A. Smith wanted to come on live TV, even so much as to saying, Kyrie should retire. Okay, a guy that had hit arguably the most important shot in NBA Finals history, in which they failed to talk about in 2016. And then on top of that, to make matters worse, that was on top of his endorsements that he lost. He lost a sneaker deal, just much like what Kanye, the situation that Kanye was going through, the situation that Kobe Bryant had went through when he was losing sponsorships and marketing and advertising, this, that, and the third, when he was going through with the situation that happened in Colorado and everything. Okay, you want to get on TV and you want to sit up there and you want to just all the time talking about Kyrie and making him the poster boy for stuff. You and Kendrick Perkins, he's not excluded in this. Okay, but there were other people that were with Kyrie, and some people actually tried to sweep them up under the rug as if they were going against the grain and were on Kyrie's side. And you have to remember, and two distinctly, two guys that you distinctly remember were Jay Williams, who I made a video about, Jay Williams, and Kenny the Jet Smith. Okay, both of whom were colleagues of, what's up with it, JMJ? I'll see you in the building. What's up with it, Stephen Green? I'll see you in the building. Both of who are colleagues in some form of fashion of Stephen A. Smith. That's the reason why he's apologizing, because they have pretty much laid it on Stephen A. Smith, Paul, to let him know that he was wrong, and to let him know that what he did, pretty much, it catapulted of the destroying or trying to destroy the image and the imagery of who Kyrie Irving was, because he wasn't the only one that felt the way that he felt. Now you want to sit up there and now you want to have this apology, these crocodile tears and all this other stuff. Listen. And Stephen Green, that we're talking about Stephen A. Smith apologizing, not Kyrie. Kyrie don't owe nobody nothing. Okay. And on top of that, no, don't let me get into how he, talking about the anti-post and all this other stuff, which really wasn't. It came from a movie, okay, and the whole situation was messed up. But because you saw it on social media, because you saw Kyrie, his name attached to it or something like that, you act like he was the advocate for what was going on, the anti, post or whatever, and made him a poster child for that too as well, which put more gasoline on the fire. Okay, not to mention the stuff that was going on in Brooklyn. You know, they wanted to tarnish his image there and all this other stuff. Now you got people saying that if he makes the finals and all this other stuff, you know, the people that are going to be brutal in Boston and stuff. We know how Boston gets down. No pun intended to Brown Sugar. Brown Sugar, you know, that's her team, but I'm pretty sure she knows the history of Boston. She just like the basketball players. Doesn't mean that she necessarily agrees with the culture that goes on, but we all know the culture of Boston. Okay, let's just call it what it is. And maybe Two Raw won't say it on here or whatever because they give us him some unfair slack and all that other bullshit. But I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna say it for him. Boston is a racist motherfucking city and a racist organization for the most part. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of people don't know about. You know what I'm saying? You have somebody come up in your bedroom and shit on your bed and smear it all on the walls and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure that you're gonna want them to have hell to pay when you get up out of your hotel room. That's what happened to Bill Russell, or them getting drinks poured on them or something like that, or going to the the locker room and all of it being messed up and stuff like that. Racist stuff being happen to you, guys being tormented in the restaurants and stuff like that during segregation times and stuff. Well, they don't want to talk to you about that type of stuff that was going on with Boston, but it was happening. Okay, I'm willing to talk about it because that's what was going on. You know, a perfect example of what was going on is if you go look at the movie Glory Road, what was going on at that time in the 60s, okay, with African American players, in which they had a rule against that. You only could have, a certain amount of black players on a team, okay? But Don Haskins was able to take that risk, and when he did with the 1966 team at Texas Western, guess what? Man, guys, Neville Shedd was got in the bathroom, and two Caucasian men shoved his face in the toilet. You know what I'm saying? Or you can't eat at this, or you can't eat at that. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. That's what they were going through. But nobody likes to talk about that. But to get back to Stephen A. Smith, nobody really wants your apology. Nobody cares about your apology. Okay? You want to apologize now because they told you to, and because Kyrie is in a happy situation, because Kyrie is in a great situation, and he's on the verge of possibly getting another ring, in which y'all never thought that was gonna take place again. You didn't think that it was gonna take place again, but guess what? It's almost about to come to pass. Kyrie Irving does not need your apology. Kyrie Irving has stayed strong even throughout everything that has taken place. He doesn't need your crocodile tears. He doesn't need all that fakeness that y'all are bringing. And you know what that I respect about Kyrie is the fact that he has handled this whole situation well. I think I've only seen him lose his cool maybe one time, and even that you couldn't even say he was still even able to keep it classy. Now I know some people think on this channel, in terms of basketball, I don't have a appreciation for a guy like Kyrie Irving. You sadly mistaken. I do. I do. I appreciate it. As a matter of fact, there was somebody in the comment section when I asked who has been a better player this season. I said, it, and they said that Luka has. You sadly mistaken because Kyrie Irving has been the better player since coming to Dallas than Luka. Okay, you could try to argue with me all you want to, but Kyrie Irving uh, has actually played the most games more than Luka, with the exception of this season, and also Kyrie Irving uh, has had the better percentages in terms of his shooting. Okay, also you have to understand that uh, Kyrie Irving, his net rating is higher between the both of them, and then when they play together, I think it becomes even lower. Okay, not to mention not to mention, okay, that when Kyrie Irving plays, they actually have a better record without Luka in the lineup. So what does that say? Okay, but they don't want to talk about that. The mainstream media wants to continue to push that Luka is the better player, and when they win, I guarantee you they're still going to give Kyrie slack, meaning that they're not going to be able to. Um, they're not. They don't want to give Kyrie Irving his props or whatever because they feel like I have to. Or they're forced to. Nobody's forcing you to do anything. Hold on, y'all. Sorry about that. So, hey, what's up with it, T Price? I see you in the building, man. Make sure y'all go sub to Old Head Podcast. So, with you saying all of this, when we talk about Stephen A. Smith, you you're pretty much you should have just stood on what you said. Honestly, not that I would have liked it or not that I really too much cared about it, but why go ahead and apologize now? Because it looks even more fake than what it is. And on top of that, another reason why you are apologizing too is because there are many people around the networks that really don't want you there anymore. Okay? We can sit up here and we can act like, oh yeah, he's the face of ESPN and all this other stuff, which, you know, people do see him as that or whatever. But at the same token, there are a lot of people that do want Stephen A. Smith gone. They don't too much care for this guy anymore. Okay, and you want to you think that this is going to soften the blow. You think that this is going to make people feel any different than what they did over the past couple of years. No, that's not it. Because don't we still haven't forgotten what you've done to destroy and tarnish this man's image and tarnish this guy's name too as well. I don't want to hear about, oh yeah, well he matured because he had a family and all this other stuff. Nah, man, he was mature and wise beyond his years anyways. Having a family and him having kids and stuff like that, that doesn't mean anything. He just doing what a productive man in society is really supposed to do. And through all of that, what I find funny is the fact that you don't hear Kyrie in the news getting arrested. You don't hear him about domestic violence going on. You don't hear him in any clubs, you know what I'm saying, acting a fool or anything. You don't hear him about driving drunk. You don't hear him about him constantly in jail. You don't hear him uh, you know, about him toting guns or anything like that. You don't hear him trying to be involved in anything that's going to cause the destruction of our people. More importantly, actually, he is for our people. You don't hear any of that, do you? But you want to make him out to be. Y'all villainized this guy to make him feel like he was the worst criminal in the world. You would have thought that this guy was the P word, or did the R word, or did SA, or did HHT. Okay, I can't say it on here because I don't want to get struck or anything like that. But you know what I'm talking about. You would have thought he had did something to that magnitude, and he didn't. The only thing that he did was he exercised his rights. Okay, which what a lot of people did. He did not want to do it, but you made him the poster child And then now not only that, now you have people, because what you say in the media has great power over what people consume, and then what they go ahead and what they regurgitate, which is to go out there and say that Kyrie is this and Kyrie is that. Kyrie, and I've heard it, and I've had to sit there and I've had to defend Kyrie. And you're sitting up in here saying, "Oh, okay, well, yeah, Kyrie is a human weapon and all this other stuff. If he doesn't do this and if he doesn't do that, okay, but what about the other people that haven't done it?" As a matter of fact, you're sitting up in here and you're saying, "Okay, yeah, I did this and I did that," so that makes you excluded from you, catching, the C word, from you catching COVID. I'm gonna just go ahead and say it, from you catching COVID or whatever, but you ended up getting it, and then you wanted to sit up there and get use it as a sympathy grab when you had got sick, after all this advocating that you was doing, and all of this destruction of this young man that you were doing, when instead you should have either look, you should have been like Jay Williams, either had his back 100% and went against the grain, or you shouldn't have even spoke on it at all. You know what I'm saying? But that is evidence of what you said. You come to work every morning to make your bosses more money, or you wake up every morning to see how you can make your bosses money every morning. That's what you were doing. You know, Besides the buck dancing and stuff like that, man, you know what I'm saying, Ted? Like, you doing this, man, it makes you even look like even more of a clown. You know what I'm saying? That's why nobody really even, can really take you seriously. And as a matter of fact, sometimes I feel like when the guys on the set, when they're looking at you and stuff like that, it's like they want to hold back their laugh so bad, because we not stupid. We know that they coming down here and they listening to us. Hell, shit. I mean, just what I'm about to talk about. Just them talking about Jaylen Brown and what Jaylen Brown has been saying. I've been saying the same goddamn thing for how the NBA should be played in terms of two-way player. I've been saying that ever since I've been on this YouTube. Racists don't respect or trust butt dusters. Just use them. Yeah, exactly. You're spot on, Ted. Like, we've been cooking you and barbecuing you and fish frying you for I don't know how long, and you just don't get it. Now you want to come up here and first you know you've tried to destroy um two guys when it came to professional sports, but it ended up backfiring on you. Let's talk about the brother Kwame Brown. Shout out to Kwame Brown. Okay, let's talk about him. Once he started, having the power of social media, and being able to have an overwhelmingly an overwhelmingly amount of positive support having his back. There were some people that were against Kwame Brown, but for the most part, everybody had his back. And after you saw how everybody was pretty much rising up against you, then you want to come and then you want to start trying to have this heartfelt, uh, uh, apology and all this other stuff or whatever. But we we saw right through you, that all you want to do is destroy your own brother, and from what was coming down from behind the scenes, or from your bosses or something like that, for what you had to do, pretty much selling out like you're supposed to. But you saw how much support that was coming from not no major networks or anything like that. It was coming from the internet. It was coming from the LDBC, baby. That's where it was coming from. The content that you like to steal, the content that you like to come and regurgitate and try to flip it around and transform it, trying to use it as yours. You know what I'm saying? Whether it's Ticket or Two Raw, whether it's any of these other channels or whatever. You don't think that we know what you were doing, and some of the other people, because it's not just you. And then on top of that, you try to destroy his image, but you see that it didn't work. And Kwame just sitting back, and he got the last laugh. Instead, you were trying to tarnish this guy's image, making him the poster child as him being, a bust and all this other stuff. And he took that and he used it against you. And I never saw Kwame Brown as no bust. You'll never ever hear me disrespect Kwame Brown to that magnitude, because I know how hard it is to get in the NBA. Obviously, you don't, Mr. 1.5 points. But you want to sit up here and you want to criticize a man that played, 10 plus seasons in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he did that too. But they don't talk about that. They're hypocritical. Okay, because at one point you like Kyrie, you said he's a bad boy and all this other stuff, but the minute he does something that you don't agree with, then you want to sit up there and you want to try to go at him. That shows that you are hypocritical and you really didn't give a fuck about him in the first place. That's why I don't like all that stuff that you say about all these athletes and stuff. I take with a grain of salt. Oh yeah, well, that's my man. You know, that's my home skillet and all this other stuff before you get into trying to destroy them guys or something like that. I got a lot of love for Mama Durant and stuff like that. Man, Mama Durant don't give a fuck about you. And neither did some of these other guys, man. They just have to do that because they have to deal with your ass. Because when it comes to PR, when it comes to advertisement, when it comes to sponsorships and stuff like that, we know that you're willing to do some backstabbing shit. Let's just call it what it is. Yeah, he hated on everybody. Ted, he hated on everybody. Nothing is new. I could go down the list. I could go down the list. You know what I'm saying? We could all go down the list. We could. It would take days for the amount of stuff that this guy has done. We could talk about the Carmelo situation. We could go on and on and on and on. But my point is that, yeah, and Terrell, yeah, exactly. Listen, man. You sat up there, you got rid of Max. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Kasim? I see you in the building, bro. Salute to you. You sat up there and you hated on Max, and to be honest with you, because Max wasn't that flamboyant, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why more people were trying to, they were more into you or whatnot, and paying attention to you, I should say. But they actually agreed more with Max. It's just that his delivery and the way that Max was coming across, a lot of people weren't gravitating toward. But if you really want to be honest, a lot of times Max was cooking Stephen A. Smith. It was just his delivery. And then of course who had control of the show and stuff like that. What you did to Max was wrong. You know what I'm saying? But it's all backfiring on you. You want to sell out and stuff like that. Skip Bayless could have got rid of you, a while back. If it wasn't for, and I know people get on Skip and people don't like Skip, but let's just call it what it is. And people don't want to admit this. If it was not for Skip Bayless, I know y'all don't want to hear this. Okay, I'm not the biggest Skip fan in the world, but we got to be truthful about this. If it was not for Skip Bayless, Stephen A. Smith would not exist in terms of this First Taste thing, and on top of that, he wouldn't have had a job again. But they don't want to talk about that. Look, Skip has been wrong. Was he wrong for what he did with Shannon Sharp? Yeah, he was. You know what I'm saying? But all of this, this idea, this debate format, stuff like that, Skip was the reason for it. What's up with it, Kenyon Perry? I see you in the building. Max will really, yeah, he would, especially on race and everything. Don't forget, Max Kellerman was a rapper. He was a rapper back in the days when it came Informer. You got it. Lickety boom boom now. Don't laugh at me, man. When I am trying to be serious or whatever. But I don't remember the words and all that other stuff. But I'm talking about back in those days. He didn't sing that song, but that was the style that he used to rap right there. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, cold pizza. So like I'm digressing, but I'll digress. But the thing about Stephen A. Smith is we don't want your fake ass apology. Nobody wants it. Um, yeah, he had the bar fade in the '90s and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying with the Marky Mark era and all that stuff. All that stuff. But we don't want your fake ass apology. Go ahead and take that somewhere. Everybody can see right through you. We definitely don't want it. How you think we got fresh new faces on First Take now? You know what I'm saying? You got Udonis Haslam on there now. You know what I'm saying? You got Kendrick Perkins right now, and Kendrick Perkins, I got to give you the smoke, brother, because you deserve it too. But Kendrick Perkins has kind of came back around now. Because now Kendrick Perkins is becoming, they're looking at Kendrick Perkins like the villain now because he's actually going against the grain about some of this stuff. He's not really on that LeBron James train anymore like that. You know what I'm saying? Let's just keep it 100. Let's keep it a stat. You don't understand how much power and influence that you do have, especially when it comes to working at the quote unquote worldwide leader of sports, which you're not anymore. LDBC is the worldwide leader in sports because y'all come to us and y'all steal 90% of our content. Y'all wait for, like I told you, y'all wait for a nigga like Too Raw to come out. Only it's like this, right? You want to sit up there and you want to steal from Big Mike. You want to steal from the brother Too Raw, right? But then again, you want to sit up there and you want to have the nerve enough to complain him and do shit to his channel. You want to steal from a nigga like Ticket or whatever. You want to steal from Showtime. You want to steal from Rated R. You want to steal from some of these these successful channels and shit. But you want to try to do shit to destroy them. You know what I'm saying? And have a nerve enough to say, oh yeah, they doing this and they doing that or whatever, but you using it and posing it as your own. No, who you think is the worldwide leader? Y'all come to us because we're gonna give you the real. And then when we give you the real, what do? You try to say it in your retarded, regurgitated way. So don't give me no fake ass apology. Do not give about that you said about Kyrie or whatever. It backfired on you. Kenny the Jet Smith never agreed with the shit that you were saying. Jay Williams never agreed with the shit that you were saying. And they got in your ear and they let you know about it. And I'm pretty sure there have been other people that have got in your ear and told you how they felt too as well. You know what I'm saying? And we're letting you know bluntly, on top of the buck dancing that you've been doing, on top of the destroying. You said Stephen A. turned on his friend. Yeah, Jalen. Yeah, exactly. Now, as far as that situation, you know what I'm saying? That whole Molly Curum situation and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? I don't believe none of that was occurring and stuff like that. I believe that was um, a rumor and all that stuff, you know what I'm saying? But, in other ways, yeah, he has. But not when it came to Molly, nah. And like I said, man, I'm not, I'm not, the Stephen A. Smith fan and none of that. But I'm not gonna, I'm not gonna roll with that. But if you paid attention to my channel, if you watch my channel, he puts a bad taste pretty much in our mouth. And ever since we've been on this Kyrie situation, I've been one of the ones that's kind of been frowned upon for speaking up for Kyrie. But I knew Kyrie was gonna bounce back. He's pretty much big shining it on people. I might take a L, but I will bounce back. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He gonna bounce back. So listen, man, you mad because just to close everything right now and close this casting on everything. Um, it's Kasim, baby. It's Kasim, brown sugar. Um, Listen, you are mad because of a successful, young, hungry individual who is more intelligent than you, more talented than you, more articulate than you, okay, more creative than you, has more popularity than you. I don't know how the females feel or whatever, you know what I'm saying? But maybe they feel that maybe he looks better than you, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not here to judge how a man look, you know what I'm saying? And let's just be honest. If Kyrie was to go in the media, he would destroy you on any type of level. People don't want to listen to you anymore. They don't want to listen to you no more. I'd rather just be myself on here, man. I'm not gonna sit up here and talk to Brown Sugar and be like, well, I think that the exponent, when you go to, to the fifth power, and it correlates with this and that and this number and all fuck all that. I'd rather just be myself when I talk to Brown Sugar. I'd rather be myself when I talk to Ted. But no, you want to sit up here and try to use all these big ass words, like like you use all these big ass words. The majority of them you can't spell them, and the majority of them you don't even know the goddamn definition to. You know what I'm saying? But Kyrie, he just happens to be intelligent like that. I mean, he didn't go to Duke just because of his talent. I mean, the guy is intelligent. I'm gonna be myself. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna sit up here. I'd rather if Brown Sugar be like, shut up straight. You know what I'm saying? I'm be like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? You would probably do some shit if Brown Sugar told you to shut up. You'd be ready to block her or do some shady shit like that. And that's how shady you is, because you can't handle what my point is you can't handle nobody being better than you. You want to be the dominant force of attention, even if it means selling people out or throwing people under the bus or stabbing people in the back. That's what you want to do. And now that it done backfired, now that you have people that are all on Kyrie, praising him, giving him his overdue flowers, just like the goddamn MLB should have gave the Negro Leagues they flowers a long ass time ago. Some of y'all wonder why I don't really talk as much about baseball. That's one of the goddamn reasons. But I happen to pay attention to baseball and to know what's going on. But if it wasn't for the Negro Leagues, the MLB wouldn't even be where it is. Y'all take from everything that we got, including these Uncle Tom buck dancing motherfuckers that don't give a fuck about nothing but the destruction of another brother. You know what I'm saying? Token Negroes. Quick to flip on a nigga in a heartbeat when you flip up that coin on a coin toss. Know what that means. I don't sell out for nobody. Brown Sugar, she might like Candace Owens, but I guarantee you she ain't gonna buck dance like that bitch is. She might agree with some of the stuff that she say, but she ain't gonna sit up there and be cool, because if she see her brother or her sister suffering, guess what she gonna do? She gonna do everything she can to, even if it means giving her last. You know what I'm saying? I can sit up here and say, yeah, I would rather have Trump in office and shit like that. But that don't make me no goddamn butt dancer. What it means is that he'll do a better goddamn job at running the damn country than what Biden is. Some of y'all don't know the meaning of a butt dancer. Uncle Tom, all this other stuff, selling out, stuff like that. But as soon as this motherfucker apologizes and stuff, you think that's gonna make everything all great? Well, straight, you supposed to forgive and forget. No, I don't have to forgive and forget shit because of the stress that you put on this man. All of this stuff is documented and recorded. His kids are gonna go back and look at this, his grandkids, for the shit that you put him through. You've destroyed a lot of stuff. Destroyed, with an organization with this motherfucker in Brooklyn that didn't give a fuck about him. Uncle Tom hating on Uncle Drew. He was a very talented individual, still is. Uncle Drew, what do you think? They were able to market off of that. They made it into a movie. I was one of the first ones to watch Uncle Drew. I started showing it to people. People were like, man, get that, man. They were hating on it in the beginning, Uncle Drew. I was like, nah, this dude really got ballers. He was having, different ballers that were in there. Like, this guy was creative in what he did. And it was a great concept. I like the one with Nate Robinson. That was my favorite one. Nah, man, and it's not even, I mean, this guy, listen, man. I'm going to say this and then I'm going to go ahead and bounce. But I'm going to say this, though, right? Stephen A. Smith, man, should have just stuck to who he was, man. You should have just stuck to who you was, man. He went to you went to a black college, HBCU and all that. Kyrie didn't go to no black college, but yet and still he's more about his people than what you is. Criticizing the way the man eats, criticizing him because he burns sage. Hell, I know a lot of people. My auntie be doing that, burning sage. It's actually pretty good. To bring, get rid of that negative energy and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Him fasting. You know what I'm saying? Him, on a plant-based diet. You criticize him about that. Criticize him the way that he thinks. So what? You got a lot of different motherfuckers the way that they think in the NBA, but y'all don't say nothing. Y'all don't say nothing about them. Dennis Rodman used to get loaded. I mean, absolutely loaded at pretty much almost all the bars with that, all the good strip clubs and stuff like that. But you never criticized him and try and did everything that you can, but it didn't stop him from getting 25 rebounds and stuff like that. But you were letting him. Y'all wanted to accept him, but you forget that he was black though. You know, you did the same shit to AI, calling him misunderstood or something like that. You know what I'm saying? But if you really went back and you really look at where AI grew up, because I was able to go over there and go to Bad News and live in Hampton, Virginia, and know where he stayed. I'm telling you, man, he came from really humble beginnings. And you tried to destroy this man. You tried to, the same shit that you did to Kyrie. You tried to do to AI. Except for this situation, this had to do with with some legal shit. You try to destroy him. You try to make AI the poster child for image bad images like tattoos and cornrows and stuff like that, which really isn't a bad thing. Cornrows and stuff like that. So now you're gonna make cornrows a bad thing. Then you're gonna make dreadlocks a bad thing, because now you see, I was playing basketball yesterday. Pretty much everybody, with the exception of me, had dreadlocks. All these my young lions. My son is about to start growing his little dreads now. Oh, but so Ja Morant got to be the bad image and all this other stuff because of what he did. That's what y'all do. Y'all gonna look for the next person, and then Stephen A. Smith gonna look for the next nigga to go ahead and destroy his image. And he gonna be like, well, man, that's part of the job. Nah, fuck all that. It ain't part of your goddamn job. You know what I'm saying? That ain't part of your goddamn job. Everybody pretty much try to have your back when the situation happened with your family and when you had got sick and everything, and then you back to square one again. Nah, man. Fuck all that. Straight to the point, I'm gone.